Hey, so today we're going to be doing something really exciting. One of my D&D friends, he wanted to play WarCry. I want to play Age of Sigmar. I need to expand this Mordheim warband for my forest goblins, so we're going to kill 3 birds with 1 stone. Because of the people who bought the t-shirt and Leroy, my Patreon member, I was able to purchase some kits. So thanks to those people who have supported the channel.
Alright, so this is a Reaper's miniature giant toad, and I had to use a hacksaw to cut off the head for this. It did take me a good 5 minutes straight of just hacking at it, but it did eventually work, and it did kind of marry well with this squig body. It's basically just a head swap, but the head is just bigger than normal heads. After that, I put on the regular legs, and I just plan on changing the form of that with some green stuff. I had a concept sketch that I did, and I posted that in the community section if you want to look at it, but it's like leaning on a branch, and it's gonna have the Loom Boss in the back. So I did some green stuff work. I learned that I just worked with this green stuff for too long, and it kind of set a little too early. So the details aren't great, but most of it is covered by the Loom Boss on top.
Now we have the mount. I need the Loom Boss that rides him now. I think that's what he's called.
Okay, so now I'm gonna make the Loom Boss itself. This, getting familiar with these miniatures just takes some time. You kind of gotta look over your kits and just make sure that you're using the bits that you like. I decided to use the Squig Hoppers kit to kind of have the model, have the Loom Boss clinging on for dear life. I don't know, I just kind of used the weapons from the same kit, and it's not rocket science, but make it fit a little better. Then I just glued it on, and I glued on the body, then did the arms after. That way, if there was any interaction between the 2 models, the position of the body was set in stone, and I could just do the arms after. I ended up putting this on the wrong size base, so I just used a utility blade to slide it underneath the green stuff and peeled it off. Luckily nothing broke, and it was an easy just base swap, but that was a pretty close call. Alright, so now let's move to the Scuttleboss. Atlantic Wargames Spider kit is one of my favorite kits that I've ever worked with. The weird thing about it though is that you kind of have to, the tail kind of wags the dog. You gotta do the base and anything attached to the spider first. That way you kind of know how to place the legs in position, because each leg theoretically could have 2 points of contact. So that's kind of why I'm building the base first this time. It's kind of backwards. And it's really fiddly. I get pliers in here pretty soon, and yeah, it's a lot of fun to build, but it is kind of a little hectic. So this is the Scuttleboss I had made earlier. He's got a hat with 4 arms or 8 arms on it, or horns, to kind of marry that. And then I gave him his spear, and now I'm going to be shaving off a banner. I've never done this before, so I tried it with an X-Acto, but the file was definitely the way to go. I just used the file to kind of follow the contours and just patiently take away a lot of this stuff. Then to get rid of the fuzziness, I used regular plastic glue to kind of melt it all together. Then I used really thick plastic glue to kind of glob over and even out the surface. And then I used regular plastic glue again to kind of feather out the edges. And between the 3 of those, or 4 of those steps, I guess, I was able to kind of smooth this out, and I'll be able to do a freehand on that later. So now I'm going to be making my Arachnaroc, and this was based on a Monster Bash build. You could see it in the first portion and the last portion of this video. It's kind of a Baba Yaga's hut, and the whole vibe for this army is going to be kind of swampy. So going for this like swampy like monster house is going to be kind of a really cool addition to this army and make it look really unique. After that, I did my Underworld's Gnarlwood kit, and these were relatively easy to make. They were really sharp though, so when you're plugging them into your base, just be careful. Yeah, and so this is how they kind of turned out. That's my Monster Bash on the left, and then this is how they all look.
And cutting the Reaper miniatures like head off took a lot of work. I've tried modeling thing for it, and we'll see how that works, but if I could get a recommendation for frog heads or whatever, maybe just buying plastic toys is the way to go, but I'm kind of, they don't really look like a miniature does. So let me know if you have any recommendations for that. You want to help build this army with me, feel free to get a shirt, because that goes a long way to support the channel. And if my math is right, all I need is one more Squig Hoppers kit, and I can build the rest of this army relatively easy through conversions and all that. Let me know what you guys think. If you know this army and this warband really well, and I'm missing something in the meta of this build, feel free to recommend that in the comments. Thanks for your support. Thanks for subscribing, and I hope you have a great one.